Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast. Today is Wednesday, March 8, 2023. This is a great day. I got my Detroit Tigers stuff on. See it? I'm trying to bring spring in delicately, but it's not working because I think we're going to get more snow. Last week, as you know, it was crazy out, freezing rain, all that kind of stuff. But hey, it's where we live in southeastern Michigan. With us today, special guest, Colton Weisenstein from eXp in Trenton. Colton, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me.
Good. Yep, been on before. Realtor extraordinaire down there in Trenton, Michigan. And along with me, our panel, Becky Alley. Hi, Becky.
What is going on, everyone? Yes, I agree with you. We're probably going to get some snow in April, but Colton also, not only is he Trenton, but he's also Monroe, and he's all over the freaking place, actually. But Monroe and Trenton, I feel like he's a little bit of a dual agent in both those counties. So it's he does a great job.
That guy is up and down I-75 more than
literally like multiple times a day.
Unbelievable. And also joining us on our panel, Mr. Harvey Freed, co-host with Becky Alley, the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, heard every Saturday morning on 97.1 FM from 9 to 10. Good morning, Harvey Freed.
Good morning, everybody.
Excellent. Colton, I'm going to start out with you. We're going to go hard. We're going to go heavy right now. We're going to talk about all things that we believe are real. What's going on right now? There's really a clash of reality and fiction in the market. If you read the national publications, houses aren't selling, values are going down. This couldn't be further from the truth because the reality in our area, Colton, as you know, and I'm going to share a story with you, and I want to hear what's going on with you. Let me tell you a little story that happened to me just yesterday, and it's been happening. Becky's got stories, Harvey does, I know you do. What's real in our local market isn't necessarily real in the national market. And truthfully, in southeastern Michigan, there is a shortage of homes. We've got to look out and do the best thing for our buyers and sellers. Buyer reality story number one, Colton. I had a buyer look at dozens and dozens of homes. They got shut out every offer that they put in because they wanted to have an inspection. Well, maybe people have something to hide. We don't advocate an inspection waiver. We always want people to inspection. So they were at another lender and they called me up and they said, we've heard about you. You've got a good reputation, been around a long time. We've been getting shut out on all of our offers because of an inspection waiver. Because they want an inspection waiver. Do you have any suggestions? I said, yeah, I have a real big suggestion. Next time you go look at a house, next time you want to put an offer in a house that you saw, take the inspector with you on the appointment. That way, you'll have the inspector walk around the house. Now, it's not a real in-depth one. It'll be a cursory one, but have them there, stay at the house, do what you got to do. You have to have a nice realtor like you that'll hang out for a little bit. The inspector's there. Well, you know what? They did that, Colton. They came back. They wrote an offer. Now, the offer was $25,000 over asking, but then they put the inspection waiver in there, and it got accepted right away. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think that's great. And it takes a specific realtor, right? That's okay to do that, like you said, and spend that time. And also for that realtor to have that partnership with that inspector who they trust, who's willing to stick their neck out there like that, because time is money, right? So if we're just going to go out there and look at this house, and Lord knows if we can even actually qualify, right? Things like that. Like, we don't want to waste anyone's time. It's all about relationships and stuff like that. But that's one heck of a way to strengthen your stance. And then to still have to go that far over asking too, that's wild. But like you said, that's the market that we're seeing right now. People are going crazy. More people are coming out to get back into the market that were waiting last year and stuff like that. So we got to start pulling all the tricks back out that we were using before.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Cole, let me go this. I want to go to Becky right after because I know she's got a million stories in the Naked City. It goes like this for me, Colton. If you're a realtor and you've gone through, say, 24 houses and made a dozen offers, you're a really patient person. So what's there's no skin off your nose if you got to wait an hour, hour and 15 minutes while an inspector kind of does a cursory review. You're happy at that point in time, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, honestly, I would be because I know it's going to put us in the best spot we can, So it's going to strengthen our ability to get the house and secure that for the buyer and make everyone happy, and that's what I'm going to do, and definitely wouldn't question doing so.
There you go. And Becky, that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to go ahead and put our clients in the best possible position to win that offer. And you know how I feel about waiving inspections, but I thought it was a great idea to tell them to have the inspector, you know what? Hey, listen, pretend like it's your dad or whatever. Go, have the inspector go with you to the house and see what's up.
Honestly, when I bought my house, I did that. I was dealing with a little bit of a kooky seller. It was my second time looking at the house. And I brought someone with me it was past my inspection period, but I knew I was going to be doing some things. So I brought someone with me that was going to kind of help me kind of get a vision to make sure that this was something that I wanted to do. And that suggestion is perfect because if you have to waive an inspection to win the offer, that means there probably is something going on with the property and the sellers just don't want to deal with it or they don't want to fix it. And every situation is different. So we're here to help our clients win. Over the weekend, we had 7 of our pre-approvals, at least for my team. We won those offers and I was on the phone, which each one of those listing agents multiple times over the weekend. Some of them we weren't the highest, but because they had that open lines of communication, we were able to be successful. I mean, you're talking about even a home in Lincoln Park that went over $12,000 over the list price with a guarantee on it. That's where the market that we're in, and anyone that was waiting for the spring, will surprise you waited, and here we are. We're in multiple offers over asking guarantees, and like Colton said, we have to go into our bag of tricks right now to make sure that we are putting our best foot forward. And who you work with more so than ever matters in this market.
I agree with that. Harvey Freed, you got some interesting stories to tell, don't you?
Just a few, Harry, but I love the idea that you guys reached out to the real estate agent. You said, look, I'm going to use this inspector, sort of made that extra phone call to them and set that up where you said, look, we're going to look at this house. It's highest and best. You can make that call on Friday or Saturday, knowing that you're going to see it on Sunday at 1:00, and you bring that inspector with you. And it's just creative. It's 2 extra phone calls. And I think we're going to see more of that, and being creative is the way to go to get your offer accepted.
Yeah. Hey, Colton, fact or fiction, and reality is setting in right now. Everybody thought that there were going to be more houses coming on the market. It didn't happen that way, did it?
It did not. I mean, we're seeing a little bit of, like the spring market of people wanting to list their home now that it's getting into the better weather and stuff. Of course, we're going to get hit with some more snow a little bit. It's still cold out here, right? But there's a couple more homes coming to the market. There's definitely not many. A lot of people that I have that are searching, they're struggling. Inventory is low everywhere we look. Of course, we thought some of those budgets or rather values would come down as well too. They're not. They're at least staying right where they were. Some of them creeping up a little bit too, So, and then if it's priced right, well, of course, now we're into a bidding war that's going to take it even further. So, if you were waiting thinking that your chance was going to, come this year, I'm not really sure what else you're waiting for, but you need to get after it, So.
I love the fact that Becky, Colton's on here playing fact or fiction with us, telling people what's real and what's not real. So Becky, we told people back, I don't know, I keep losing track of time, that home prices are not coming down. That was fiction. And that there isn't going to be this overabundance of listing coming on the market anytime soon, Becky. And now look what's happening. Very busy. I think we had our best 2-week period of time in months, the last 2 weeks. And we're just seeing, if you want to be active in this market, you got to get out. You just got to do it, right?
Yeah, you have to be, and you have to participate. You can't win the lotto if you don't play. And you're also not going to win offer if you're not out here paying to play a little bit. You have to be aggressive. You have to lean on the advice of the team of professionals that you're putting around you. But we say it time and time again, it's always been a seller's market. There was a 2-week window in January that we talked about where buyers were really able to capitalize, get concessions. There was that moment of lapse of getting that momentum going between the holidays and what have you. But that was very short-lived come, early part of February. And the last 30 days or 28 days went by so fast. And a lot of that was fed by buyer frustration, getting beat out by cash. Cash is king again. Cash is coming up. I had a buyer that was pre-approved. He lost like, I think 7 offers. And then his parents came in and gave him cash. I mean, so you wonder where the cash is coming from. Some people, got the birth lottery and their parents are able to front that kind of money, which God bless you, right? But people are getting creative and they're doing what it takes to win those offers. And now we're doing a refinance for them to pull that money right back out. So you have to be with a professional that knows how to pivot on a dime, that's going to help you win. So if you do decide to pay cash, how are you going to get that money right back out of the house? Well, we can also help you do that.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. I think, Harvey Freed, you cannot sit around and wait. All right. If you're going to play, there is no sticking your toe in the water right now and waiting for the best time for rates to come down. It's just not going to happen. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you can't wait. If you're serious, there are people out there buying homes, and you're going to miss out if you don't act now, Harvey Freed.
So much fun to buy a home, Harry. And I think that people get all tangled up in the numbers game. Again, find out what you qualify for. Make sure that you understand all the numbers, the funds it takes to close, how much additional money you'll need on the side. Having these smarter conversations and making the initial contacts really is a benefit to the buyers. And sometimes I think buyers are missing that boat. Again, pre-approval really is a strong thing, and really being approved, ready to go, and having that confidence can never be overlooked. And it means that much more coming up in the spring of 2023.
Yeah, this is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast for March 8th, 2023. With us is Colton Wiesenstein. He is, by the way, EXP Trenton, Monroe, I-75 extraordinaire. He's stopping at every McDonald's along the way on I-75 probably. I know I did.
Don't be telling his secrets.
Hey, I got that McFlurry. Okay, it's about that time, right?
I mean,
So, Colton, I got a question for you. This is a real question. I'm anxious to hear what you have to say about this. Question is, we're sitting here on March 8th, right? March 8th, there's a lack of inventory. People are in the market to buy homes. It's pretty brisk around here now. As Becky said, a lot of over asking offers are being accepted here in March 8th. What's it going to be like in April, May, and June if it's like this now?
oh gosh, you're really going to have to break out the extra funds probably for the appraisal guarantees, or start to look at homes that have sat on market that might need some TLC and things like that. It's going to go wild as it gets warmer and get even crazier and things like that. So I think you got to be getting ready for war at this time. If you're not ready for it, get ready to fight later on if you're waiting right now and prepping to be in the market later in those times.
Yeah, Becky Alley. So I'm asking you, if it's like this now, Becky, and we're gearing up. Becky and I, we talk a lot. We've got a pretty good strategy going. We're beefing up right now, and we're running with our hair on fire at 110 miles an hour. We know it's going to get busy, Becky, because listen, come on, really? If it's March 8th and this stuff's happening, we know what's going to happen April, May, and June, right?
Yeah, and that's why we're putting our buyers in position with our referral partners to respond to this market. We're not going to react. We already know what's going to happen because it's happening. We already said this was going to happen, and here we are. We already know what's going to be happening down the road. We've been doing this long enough to know that there's these ebb and flow cycles. We already knew the interest rates were going to be higher. We talked about that way before they even happened. Here they are. So that's why we're in that position of we're not panicking. We're not in this desperation mode, and neither are our clients. They're winning because they are educated. Like I like what Harvey said, smart conversations. They already know what's happening. They know the steps. They know where we're going to be. And so by the time they get into processing with us, we're able to close extremely fast. Again, our efficiency is contingent upon everyone else's, but we had the smart conversations. We are setting them up for success, and we're also reaching across the aisle. And our name on the piece of paper is worth something. So when I reach out to a listing agent, either if they don't know who we are, I am personally, they definitely have heard of our company, and they know that we are worth our salt in what is written on that piece of paper. And we're not here to put anyone in a bad position now or even in the future.
Yeah, there's an old saying that experience is the greatest teacher, Harvey Freed. And as Becky indicated, we've gone through these kind of cycles before, pretty experienced in this kind of matter. And you know what? If you don't pay attention to history, you're doomed to repeat it and fail. So with experience, Harvey, being our greatest teacher in this, we're in a position where we can kind of slow it down, help people out, educate them, and then give them the steps to hook them up so they're going to win that offer. Now, I'm not here to tell you that we're going to bat 1,000, right? We're not going to go 7 for 7 every single game. But you know, Meatloaf had a pretty good saying, right? 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Harvey Freed.
Ah, the meatloaf.
Had a conversation with a new purchase, inspections tomorrow. The realtor, Robert, fantastic, been around 20 years. And boy, when I got off the phone, it was such a different conversation than some of the other ones with the rookies out there. And again, the conversation had to do with this inspection tomorrow. It had to do with the quality of the house, all the repairs that have already been, all the upgrades to the house. And it was so focused and just setting the borrower up and the purchaser up. And it's a first-time home buyer for success. That's the warm, fuzzy feeling, Harry. And of course, I do have a closing with a girl who's less than 20 years old. Probably, I think it's going to be close to my youngest buyer ever on Friday. Again, you better have that knowledge behind you. And I think that experience you're talking about plays into this.
Yeah. Hey, Colton, I'm going to tell you something. I haven't seen a slowdown in the market, and interest rates are going up. So I have to ask you this question. Rates are going up, and there's no doubt about it. Federal Reserve just came out and indicated they might bump the Fed funds rate another 50 basis points. So that'll be 9 rate hikes since last year. Okay. 2022 going into 2023, 9 hikes as predicted. I don't see a slowdown in the market. Fed's going to try to slow everything down. But let's just talk about how this affects the real estate market. I was around when rates were double digits. I mean, I started in the business. I remember in the early 80s, rates were at 17, 18%. I started in the mortgage industry, rates were 13.5%. So 7%, 7.5% seems like a bargain to me, Colton. I don't think it's going to stop people from buying homes. I mean, what's your thought process?
I don't think it's going to stop people from buying homes. And I think there's always going to be people that need to make the move, whether they're downsizing, upsizing, their family's growing, work is moving, they need to change locations and things like that. So there's always going to be a reason for them to move. You just might see more people who need to move versus those who want to move. But they have to remember what, famous term or motto that Becky's going by too: date the rate, marry the house, right? Refinance it down later. So, I mean, don't be upset that you're going to have to pay a little bit more now to have the house that you absolutely love in a location that you wanted that offers everything that you needed. It's still the house for you. And then to get that refinance down later, to get the payment into a better position for you so you can do other things while you're doing that, you're building equity on the house. It's a good investment still overall to buy real estate and to be able to acquire it.
Yeah, buying a house is still the best investment you're going to make in your entire life. I mean, that's been proven in the last 100 years. So, and we know that. And Becky Alley, Grandma Alley, 18%, it's now 7%. It's like a bargain. But I want to go to you on this. Becky, the Fed talk was at the forefront of everything that we were doing in 2022. Now it's like a sideshow. It's like, it's not even an issue because everybody knows what's going on. They've already put that on the back burner. They don't even consider the talk like they did before. Maybe it's a 10% issue or it was a 90% issue before. I think we got past all that. I think we're past it. Listen, you got to control what you can control. You control your own situation. You can't control what the rates are. But if you can afford the payment and you find that house, you're building equity and you're building really wealth for your family and a great place to live and raise your kids, right?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what Colton said. I mean, he literally is boots to the ground, grinding it out day in, day out. And he said it perfectly. The best time to buy a house is when it works for you. Everyone's situation is different. And there's no way that you're ever going to time the market. It's impossible. I mean, if the people that can, good for you, right? But the reality is that when someone asks me, well, what are the rates? What are the rates? I don't care what the rates are, because at the end of the day, I'm going to well qualify you. We're going to identify the price point that suits your needs. And I control what I can control, which is you, your situation, your buying power. Everyone's experience is different. Everyone's buying power is different. My mortgage situation is going to be different than Colton's and Harvey's and yours, Harry. Like, everyone has to be handled and treated as a unique individual, because that's what we're doing. We're curtailing these things to their individual needs. So whether the rate was 6.5 or 7.5, the people that got 2.5 interest rates, they want to sell those houses because they bought it a sight unseen and they got something that they didn't really want, or it doesn't suit their needs anymore. So, no one's going to tell you when they bought that house at 2.5 inch, 2.5, that they paid $70,000 over asking. You don't hear that. So the fact that you can secure a better rate, right, when you don't have to go $70,000 over asking, well, that's a win for you, because you now have a properly priced home that you can refinance, like Colton alluded to. And that's the conversations that we're having with our buyers. And the people that are dialed into that are the ones that are responding, and they're not reacting, and they're not going to have buyer's remorse.
Yep, you hear that, everybody. I mean, the Fed talk is less than 10% now. It's 90% about our borrowers and our clients, their health, in what they can afford on that monthly payment, and how they're going to be, they treat that property that they move into. And Harvey, I'm going to go to you. Last thing, we're going to talk about the Fed. I'm going to show everybody a picture. Harvey, see that picture? That's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. He's not giving a thumbs up because rates are coming down. He's indicating which way the rates are going to go. They're going up. All right, so that's it. Harvey, last word on that, and then we're going to go around the round table, give everybody the last word of the day. And this is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. We are an equal housing lender. NMLS number is 2289. The producer and director of the show in the booth is Roberto Beauchene. Everybody, Harvey Freed, give me a last word, buddy.
Our last word is we're going to have another great mortgage show coming up on Saturday. And this knowledge that we're putting out on the streets is really key to the first-time home buyer success and those second and third-time home buyers. The language that's been used over the last 3 or 4 years, escalation clauses, a waiving inspection, all these different things, these nuances, you better wrap your head around it and put that plan together with your professional team. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon, Colton, back on the radio with us.
Would love to have him. Colt Weisenstein, eXp Realty. Last words for the day, my man.
Thanks for having me. Definitely excited to be here and stuff like that. You just need to be able to get prepared to get into the market, really set yourself up with the right people, with the right team of people, the realtor, the lender. Make sure you're having the right conversations with those people. If you have any doubt in your mind that that you're going to be able to be successful in your ability to purchase and things like that, then you might want to think about who you're talking to, who you're using, and what the plan is there. So definitely, like I said, appreciate you guys having me on here and stuff. Look forward to being on the mortgage show on a Saturday coming up here soon and stuff like that. So Colton Weisenstein, eXp Realty, Corey Welch Real Estate Team. Like I said, thanks for having me here.
Wonderful. Love it. And thanks for being here. Becky Alley.
Happy Women's Day, everyone. Exciting day. Women and all around the world, you badass people out there doing the things. Make sure you continue to kick life in the face. Colton, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And we'll be announcing your spot on the radio here shortly. I will also be on a panel later on tonight in Royal Oak at Bamboo with some really powerhouse people, that we're going to be talking about, what we're doing out here and how we're changing the game and paving our own paths in our own unique ways. So get your tickets. I think it's still timed. Check out my Facebook page to get that.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Becky. I got Becky Alley, Harvey Freed, Colton on. I want to thank you guys for being on the podcast today. Plenty of great things. We got some announcements coming up. Becky and I are going out of town next week. Becky's getting an award, a national award, because she is a national lender and a national president. So congratulations to Becky. Can't wait for that. As soon as we get back, we're going to be rocking and rolling from there on. Colton, I know you're really busy and you can't wait for the sun to come out full time here. And Mr. Harvey Freed, always a pleasure to be with you, and look forward to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate and Business Show, heard every Saturday morning from 9 to 10, 97.1 FM. This is Harry Glantz for the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.